Hey people, it's Niyas talking. Now this is from voanews.com. Ghana to use gold to buy oil instead of US dollars to address debt distress. Accra, Ghana. Ghana's finance minister says the country is at high risk of debt distress as the currency, the cedi, has depreciated against the US dollar, increasing its foreign debt by $6 billion this year alone. Ghana on Thursday announced more spending cuts, including a freeze on government hiring and a hike in the value-added tax. It's also looking to buy oil using gold rather than US dollars, as the West African country grapples with the worst economic crisis in a generation. There is immense pressure on the Ghanaian government to turn things around, with inflation hitting a record 40% in October. Traders closed their shops last month to protest the rising cost of goods and services as citizens decry the high cost of living. Market confidence is very low as the West African country negotiates with the International Monetary Fund (IMF) for a US $3 billion deal to help restructure the economy. Presenting the 2023 budget in Parliament Thursday, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, who some governing party lawmakers have already called for the president to fire, said depreciation of the cedi continues to be a huge problem as the government strives to address the country's current challenges. The demand for foreign exchange to support our unbridled demand for imports undermines and weakens the value of the cedi. He said, this contributed to the depreciation of the cedi, which has lost about 53.8% of its value since the beginning of the year, compared to the average 7% average annual depreciation of the cedi between 2017 and 2021. The current year's depreciation, which is driving the high cost of goods and services for everyone, is clearly an aberration, a very expensive one. As part of the measures to get the economy back in shape, Ofori-Atta announced a freeze on new tax waivers for foreign companies, a review of tax exemptions for mining, oil and gas companies, and a reduction in the fuel allocation to government appointees. Daniel Amate, an economist with the Accra-based Policy Initiative for Economic Development PIDE, said the spending cuts send a positive signal, but he wants the government to focus more on blocking leaks in the system. What could be done more significantly in terms of minimizing government expenditure has to do with the corruption in the system and then financial malfeasance, Almarte said. So we should have a way of addressing the corruption and its related offenses. The government, if indeed is ready to minimize expenditure, should empower the office of the special prosecutor to be able to deal with corruption and its related offenses. Meanwhile, the Vice President Mahamadou Bawumia announced on Facebook that Ghana is working on a new policy effective next year to buy oil products with gold rather than US dollar reserves as part of the government measures to strengthen the cedi. Explaining how the policy works, Gideon Boako, the spokesperson of the Vice President, in a text to VOA said, it's basically going to be a government-to-government transaction. The significant drain on the FX, the foreign exchange marketplace, is from oil imports. Once you lock that tunnel, you're good on the FX side. Yet the government of Ghana will buy gold locally with cedis through the Bank of Ghana, financier, and then exchange the gold for fuel or in a barter form, for example, with the government of UAE. Amate described the policy as innovative. It is very progressive one within the shortest possible time. It should be able to help us address the depreciation of cedi, so less dollars will be used in terms of our exportation. Now, this is just a proposal so far, but I think it's very interesting because we see more and more talk of this use of gold. I mean, I covered a story on my channel where I talked about Zimbabwe introducing gold coins to prevent inflation. And now this is happening more and more. Gold is being used as a means of trade as opposed to dollars. So this is very interesting, and it could present a new wave of movement away from the US dollar to things like precious metals as a balance of trade. So this is very interesting. Please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. I'm going to leave this article and some more others in the description. And if you would like to support this channel, I'll leave my Cash App. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll leave it there as well. If you want to buy one of my t-shirts, I'll leave that there as well. Peace.